Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and we're doing the sign today for air. Now, fortunately, however you choose to look at it, you're coming up as a fire sign in this reading, which we're in Leo energy, so that makes sense. We're almost in Lionsgate energy. But this is the deck I'm using, Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Pictures by David Johnson. He's my favourite illustrator. That's why I pick these cards, because I love the illustrations. And I draw. I'm an artist of sorts, but I don't call myself an artist. I don't do it full time. It's just something that's a hobby. But I've been drawing since I was maybe 3. My grandfather taught me how to draw, so it's a passed down gift, ability, gift, however you want to look at it. And he's a Leo, and his birthday's coming up on the 25th, and my Uncle Morris's birthday's today. So I already did fire signs because I did that for the first one, and then I did earth signs, so now I'm doing air. But for some reason you're coming up as fire. You may have fire in your chart. I know I have a placement in Leo, and I have a placement in Aries and a placement in Sagittarius. So I've got a bit of fire in my belly, and I can get fired up as well. So we've got some good cards here. The crystals I would use for this would be Tiger's Eye, because Tiger's Eye, for me, is representative of Leo the Lion energy, which, is Strength energy, which is the first card we've got. Now, I get all these crystals from Rainbow Runner in Newcastle, in Hamilton, New South Wales, Australia. Now, we've got here the Strength card. This is talking about balancing kindness and weakness. You don't have to feel like you're being weak by being kind. I don't know where that would come from. If you're a proud person, I could understand that you may interpret your kindness for weakness, or people may interpret that you are trying to be less than. But I don't think so in this case. You may need to have inner strength to overcome some challenges, the power of kindness and forgiveness, and time to embrace how wonderful you are. Maybe you need to forgive a few people. Maybe some people have done you wrong in a family situation or in a love situation, and you're not a trusting soul anymore, and maybe you've done some healing work and gone and done some therapy, and the therapy has made you look at life differently now, that you can now draw from a full cup rather than an empty cup, because maybe you had to take time away from the family that drained your cup. You gave the last drop of your water to your family rather than yourself, so you had to learn how to give to yourself. And you may feel like it's punishment, but maybe it's not punishment. Maybe it was just you were so low, you were vibrating so low, you had no energy left to get to make yourself happy and well and looked after. You put others before yourself. So the strength of that is that you may have walked a very long journey. You may have walked a long journey since before COVID. What I've got crossing the path is the 9 of Cups. Now this to me is a wish card. So maybe your fairy godmother or grandmother, who may have passed over, is going to grant you a wish that comes true. Dreams fulfilled, a magical time of life. It's a wish card. So if you write down what you wish for on a piece of paper, put it in a jar. I did this before. It's the law of manifestation, the law of attraction. I can do it. I have the ability to. I used to work in makeup in a department store in Estee Lauder, and I would have a slow day. So I'd write down $50 to attract a sale of doubleware. And so I did that, and then within an hour, half an hour, someone would come and buy a bottle of doubleware. That was my $50. So there is some truth in it, there's some merit in it. What you put on, you attract. So if you wear pink, then you'll attract love. If you wear peach, I think you're looking for love, that's right. Peach is when you're looking for love. Pink is when you are in love. So you wear pink when you are in love. And then, so yeah, it's law of attraction. So your wish is coming true. It's crossing your path. It's very soon. It's saying in 9 months' time, you will have a wish fulfilled. I don't know who that's for or specifically what it's about, but a wish of yours, maybe it's for a partner. So it's saying in 9 months' time, you will meet the partner. The next card I've pulled is the bottom of the deck. This is the recent past. You've got a Prince of Summer. Sorry, my phone's just dinging. You have a Prince of Cups who is not a king, he's a page. Sorry, princess or page, you could call it. It could be male or female. and I say they, gender fluid, are gentle, sensitive, kind, inexperienced, emotional, a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. That was maybe the relationship you had with a past person. They may have been your perfect match. You may have attracted them quite by accident. You may have had a chance encounter, a chance meeting. It was maybe a fated meeting. I'm sensing with this person who's got strong water in their chart. They could either be a Scorpio, Pisces, or a Cancer star sign in your past. They may be very emotional. They may have a stack of poetry books beside their bed, or a stack of novels that are romance novels because they're a romantic at heart. They may be very emotional, but they'll come to your rescue and you won't sleep alone with the princess or prince of cups. They'll listen to all your concerns. They're highly protective of their family and their friends, and they may have been a very important part of your life, and you may be reminiscing about their importance in your life and what lessons they taught you, because we're here to learn lessons, right? We're not here to have a perfect life. It would be boring. It would be like watching a boring movie, right? So our movie, that's our life, tends to have its roller coaster moments, its ups and its downs, and these are normal. And I was trying to explain to my boys yesterday, I said it's normal to feel jaded or misguided, or you feel you're not in the right job, or you're doing something that's not quite what you thought it was going to be, because they sold it to you as a dream, right? It's a dream. University was meant to be this amazing place that would get you into this great job, but then when you got there, you kind of went, oh, is this all it is? Is that all it is? I thought there was more to it. I thought I was going to be more happy once I got the job. But the thing about dreams is that you're chasing the dream, and the journey is more exciting than the actual results. So sometimes we chase these dreams, and then we get there and go, oh, okay, well, that's over now. I was doing beauty therapy, and I studied it for like 7 or 8 years. Beauty services, beauty therapy. And when I got to the end of it, I was like, it was a bit of a letdown. It was like a spoiler alert. I don't know. It was just not what I thought it was. And I did love it. I did. I immersed myself in it. I threw myself in it for about 7 years. So it kept me employed for 7 years. But then I suffered from burnout, and the job itself was in the department store, so it's sales driven, not actually trying to make people feel good, right? So it was a different perspective than what I had signed up for, I thought. The next card I've got is balance. So in the recent past, you may have dealt with someone who was in the law enforcement. They could have been a lawyer or a judge or a police officer. They could have been a Libran. So I'm reading for air signs. So in the past, you may have been very balanced in how you chose your partners. You may have taken all your family's consideration and input and viewpoints to create a better solution. You may have taken your time to figure out whether the person that you were interested in was the right person for you. You may have both male and feminine qualities. You could be bisexual. You could be a man with feminine qualities or a female with male qualities. And so an androgynous being, which is neither male or female, gender fluid. So you may have these energies within you. You've got the red, which is the blood, the cycle of the moon with the women, and then you've got the white, which is the male, how do I say it? Semen. There you go. And so that's a protection as well, because you've got to remember when you sweat, or whether you have sexual relations, and there's fluid involved, that actually protects you from a psychic attack, and it protects your union together as well. It's like a way of protecting your energy. So for men and women who sweat, when they go for exercise, they're protecting their energy by releasing all the toxins, but also they're putting a film of sweat around themselves to protect their energy. That's how I see it. Then we've got here the Magician. Now the Magician, this is like the rock star of the zodiac. Fire, Aries energy. You may have someone who's a rock star, literally, that likes you or thinks of you, that wants to bring you roses, specifically red roses and white flowers. It says take charge of your life. You can manifest what you need to be a success. So you may be, again, manifesting. The Magician is the rock star of the zodiac, but he's also a great manifester. He's the Magician. He's the partner to the Hierophant. No, not the Hierophant. The High Priestess. The High Priestess and the Magician would be the male and female qualities of someone who can manifest just about anything they dream up. You may find friends that will come and help you, or loan you some things, or offer you some food. You manifest these abilities, and the magician for me in the chart is the Aries energy. So you may have an Aries around you, or you may have that Aries in your ascendant. I've got Aries in my ascendant. I was born at 1040, which is Aries energy. I feel more like an Aries than what I do like an Aquarian. I'm an Aquarian. So I'm reading for Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini right now. This is the air signs. But the magician, you may have that fire in your belly that makes you, spurs you on. Now, the magician for me is a leader. They're not a follower, they're a leader, and they're very strong and they're very passionate about what they do, and they go after what they want and what they need. They have to be first. They have to be first in their field, whether it be whatever they do within their job. They have to come first in the running race. They want to be first. They want to be put first because they are the babies of the zodiac. They're like the fool. They're just after the fool. The magician is a baby. He's a 1-year-old. So sometimes you may spit the dummy at times, putting a figure of speech, because you have this passionate energy about you. Now, who's interested in you as well? You've got two possible people that are interested in you. There could be a King of Wands, who is the Leo, Sagittarian, Aries star sign. Could be an Aries, could be a Leo, could be a Sag, but they are theatrical, they're wise, they're inspiring, they are leadership, they have a financial windfall. Your leadership skills are needed now, and an unexpected supporter of your cause. You may have someone that's actually behind you or backing you or trying to promote you, but you don't even know that they're doing that from behind the scenes. So I'm getting someone that may work in movie, theatre, illusions, Pisces energy. There may be someone who's creating smoke and mirrors for you to make you more appealing to the audience. Then we've got here that this person, male or female, does not like to be upstaged by others because they want to be the star of the show. And we're in Leo season right now. We were just coming out of an Aquarian moon, so the Aquarius and the Leo are in opposition to each other. They're complete opposites. Opposites attracts is the old saying, but a Leo and an Aquarian tend to rub each other the wrong way. They are attracted to each other because they're the polar opposite on the wheel of the zodiac chart. We've got here 5 of autumn. This is at the moment. You may feel poor. You may feel like you have to reach out for others for financial assistance, feeling challenged by money issues, or you just may feel alone and abandoned. 5 of Pentacles to me is like you've had the last 5 years has been a very lean 5 years. There's a lot of people have lost houses and cars and people because of the COVID pandemic, and we've had to rethink about what jobs we're going to go into. A lot of the jobs that used to be around are no longer there because of the internet. You can go online and learn how to wax in like an hour. You don't need to go and do a TAFE course. You can go online and learn how to do makeup online. You don't need to go to a department store and get someone to teach you how to do your makeup. Things have changed. There is no more windows. We're running out of careers to do. And if we're not up with computers and we're not currently good with computer work, then you're going to struggle. And people of my age struggle to get work because we don't have the skills that are needed to fulfill a role. We don't fit into anything. I'm doing Lifeline at the moment. I haven't gone back because I've been unwell, but I was doing Lifeline. I was volunteering to try and get my foot back in the door in a retail sort of role, but to get experience and to be with people, and helps my mental health to volunteer. So maybe you need to volunteer and help out those less fortunate. Maybe you're looking at doing that sometime soon. The Princess of Spring. Another fire sign around you. Younger. Leo. Sagittarian. Aries. Again, it feels like a fire reading, but it's actually an air reading. You've got someone around you that's so much fun. They like to sing and dance. They're creative. They're energetic. They're enthusiastic. It says here that they're kind of like ADHD. They flit here and they flit there. They're on the go. They're busy bees. They are the life of the party. They like to argue. They're passionate about what they do. They like to sing. They like to create. They maybe creative energy. Like they like to sew. They like to draw. Anything that's creative. You may like to do creative things. And then we've got the 3 of Pentacles. So in the next 3 years, your hopes and fears are, or hopes is probably that your business will take off. You may be a creator, a content creator on YouTube like I'm doing. It says follow your passion when it comes to your career. Be the best at what you can do. Being compensated for your creative talents. So you may be doing a triplicate, like in the paintings when they do a series of 3, they call it a triplicate. It's usually got a panel, a first, a second, and a third panel, and it makes up the whole painting. But they can't may not have enough room to hang it, so they do it in stages. You may be paid for one of the panels, and then you go and do the next panel, get paid for the second panel, and then the third panel. So it says here in 3 years' time, your creative abilities will take off. Then we've got the Unity card. This is to do with church people. Well, people that work in Lifeline are usually church related. If you go to work for Lifeline, they usually have a strong faith, and religious people donate things to the church for the drives for clothes in winter time. You may be part of this community, this church-based community, or you may decide to join a community that's like-minded with you. Maybe you find a new church that you go to, or a new place of worship, or a new place of spiritual teaching, so you can learn how to control what you do. If you're a psychic medium, psychic clairvoyant and clairaudient and clairsentient, then you will have all your senses on high alert all the time, and sometimes that can be very overwhelming if you can't control them or learn to turn them down or turn them off. I don't know how people do that. I have this ability that I can't shut off. I've been going to religious leaders asking for advice, and they can't help me. I've tried medical solutions, any anxiety meds. That doesn't help me, makes it worse. So I'm at a loss. I actually don't know where to turn to. No one can help me with what I do now. It's been like this since I had a near-death experience in 2016 and 2018. 2 near-death experiences, and I've come back different. So I have these abilities, and I don't know where to get advice for them, because they're constant. They're in my sleep, in my dreams. They're showing me things that are going to happen in future events. I'm walking outside and I get I call it a download. It's like a hallucination. Apparently that's a real thing for people with ADHD and PTSD. That's what I have. I have PTSD, and I'm pretty sure I'm diagnosed ADHD, but I see things, I get these hallucinations, and they start around 11 and continue until 1, and sometimes they continue until the later part of the day. There's not much I can do to control them, but they happen. So I'm all ears. If someone can write in the comments advice on how to tone it down, I'd be very appreciative. I sometimes don't leave my house because I don't want to see anything. I don't want seeing stuff in the future for 20 years away, or 2 years away, or nightmare type things. I don't want to see that. So anyway, I'm doing another reading here called Work Your Light, which is a card by Rebecca Campbell, and the deck was given to me as a gift for doing readings for some people that I used to do group work with for healing. And the group work was called Got Your Sister Back, and they work with people from domestic violence who have been bullied at work or bullied at home, and I found them very insightful and very helpful on how to set boundaries, how to draw boundaries, and how to protect my own boundaries, and to talk about my feelings, because I'm not really good with them. They're big emotions. I have very big emotions. My kids have very big emotions because we're all the same. And there's got to be a way to express how you feel. This is my way to express how I feel. I either do this, or I draw, or I write in a journal. I suggest people write in journals. I find it very therapeutic. You can put a date and a time on it when it happens, about maybe a dream you had that you don't understand, and then it might actually turn out to be correct, and it comes in 3 months' time or 3 years' time. I was walking through a place that's just been built near my mum's house, and the place that I'd seen, I'd walked past, it's a new tavern that's been renovated. I thought it was at the beach because it had these umbrellas, and in the dream I thought it was at Merewether Beach. Turns out it was actually not. It was in Wall's End, Maryland. So I was actually seeing a future vision for the refurbishment of the Maryland shopping centre with a big W there now, and a pharmacy. It's very interesting. So what I've pulled here is unbound. So yeah, you may have to unbind yourself from some type of religious background. You may have a past heavily steeped in tradition and religion, and you the Hierophant is the unity. It's the same card. This 5 is actually confirming that. Hierophant, which is the church. Wow, okay. So you may be looking for some type of guidance through your church or church group to release old patterns and old contracts that have gone. You can't go back to the past. You can't dip your toe in the same pool twice. I kept saying that to my mum. I went to do a Certificate 3 in beauty services. I wanted to up my skills, get up with the latest trends, because my degree is old. It's 10 years old. I said, I'll just go do that. I'll go study that. um, because it might help me get back into some type of job, right? No, it triggered off a memory, a very really bad memory, a nightmare. It felt like I was living a nightmare. When I had a type of how would you say near-death experience. One of the nightmares was that I thought I saw the chainsaw chopping off my brothers and niece and nephew's fingers. It was an awful dream. So the noise of the drill for the nails set me off, and I was having a meltdown. I had to leave. It triggered something in me from that time, and I don't want to remember that because it was scary. So unbound. So you may have to unbind yourself from someone or something, or people's expectations of you, because you're not going to do what they want to do because you're going to be different. Unbound is 108. I'm pretty much so opposite to my family that we don't talk half the time because I don't get along with them, because I don't look at life like they do. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. It's time to release old soul stories that have been told or playing out in your life. They are coming up to be healed. There has never been a safer time to clear these patterns than right now. Take a look at patterns in your life that you are ready to release. Ancient vows and contracts that your soul may have an expiry date. It could be a vow of silence or chastity or poverty. It is time to unwind from them. This is the life in which you free yourself from trauma or lives past. The old ways of being have an expiry date. When you name them, you claim them, and they stop holding power over you. When acknowledging these old patterns, it is also important to acknowledge how they have served you up till now. For example, a soul pattern of playing small, caused by a soul fear of being seen or sharing your voice, would have served you by keeping you safe. In order to grow, you now need to soften by receiving the calling and support. It is time to unbind from the old ways of being that are no longer sustainable. Then we've got the yes card. So whatever you're asking about, it's confirming that if it's a person that you've wished for, a new person coming into your life, they're saying yes. Just say yes to a new relationship. So the yes card comes under confirmation. Yeah, it's a confirmation card. The unbound would be under activation cards. So I need to release myself from my past history of, I've got religious leaders in my family. They were head of the church at the Tabernacle in Newcastle. One of them was ordained by Queen Elizabeth II. He's was the deacon of the church, Henry Hardyman. And so we have a long history in supporting the monarchy and being their puppets, if you want to look at it like that, or be their servants. They were like the Knights of the Templar, where people came in and rescued you from situations because you had no family or help. That's what those people did, the Knights of the Templars. They've been around since the 16th century. If you want to research it, there's a really good movie called The Discovery of Witches. It was a series, three-part series, and it goes back in time and shows you that the Knights of the Templar were a very, very important part of history and looked after Queen Elizabeth I and Queen Elizabeth II in the Dark Ages. I want to say the 14th through to the 17th, 18th century. There was a lot of issues and a lot of worry that the Queen was going to be killed or attacked or poisoned. So they used to keep these knights around to protect her and protect people that were under her court or couldn't help themselves, if you will. So the yes card is 28. Okay. It just says yes. Don't overthink it, just say yes. Okay, so whatever you're worried about, it's saying yes, don't overthink it, just go for it. They may be older than you, because we've got a king here, and he's like in his 30s to 40s, maybe 50s, but you may be a page, you may be this page of wands. You may have two to pick from. I'm getting two here. I've got here a younger fire sign and an older fire sign, or they may have that in their chart. But that's all I have for you today. So someone's wishes are going to be granted if you're an air sign.